Namaste, Hamisha Kushro Bitia. I am JV and Dr. Minakshi, Assistant Professor in Department of Shalakya Tantra, Faculty of Ayurvedic Science, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Today in this session, we will discuss the protozoal keratitis or the protozoal corneal ulcer. First is the acanthamoeba keratitis. Acanthamoeba has recently gained importance because of its increasing incidence, difficulty in diagnosis, and unsatisfactory treatment. Then the etiology of the Acanthamoeba keratitis. Acanthamoeba is a free-lying amoeba found in soil, fresh water, well water, sea water, sewage and air. It exists in trophozoite and encysted form. It occurs in the two forms. Then the mode of infection. The corneal infection with Acanthamoeba results from direct corneal contact with any material or water contaminated with the organism. The following situations of contamination have been described. Contact lens wearers using the homemade saline, means from contaminated tap water and saline tablets. If a homemade saline solution is made for the contact lens, and it may lead to the acanthamoeba keratitis. Then second mode of contamination, uh, the other situations involved include the mild trauma associated with contaminated vegetable matter, salt water, diving, wind-blown contaminant, and water use. Trauma with organic matter and exposure to muddy water. These are the major predisposing factors in developing countries. The next is the opportunistic infection. Acanthamoeba keratitis can also occur as opportunistic infection in patients with herpetic keratitis, bacterial keratitis, bullous keratopathy, and neuroparalytic keratitis. Then there are the clinical features of Acanthamoeba keratitis. The symptoms, these include very severe pain, out of proportion to the degree of inflammation, watering, photophobia, blepharospasm, and blurred vision. Then comes the signs of Acanthamoeba keratitis. Acanthamoeba keratitis evolves over several months as a gradual worsening keratitis with periods of temporary remission. Presentation is markedly variable, making diagnosis difficult. The characteristic features are initial lesions of Acanthamoeba keratitis are in the form of limbitis, coarse opaque streaks, fine epithelial and subepithelial opacities, and radial keratoneuritis in the form of infiltrates along corneal nerves. Advanced cases show a central or paracentral ring-shaped lesion with stromal infiltrates and an overlying epithelial defect, ultimately presenting as ring abscess, and hypopyon may also be present. Here there is an image which show the ring infiltrate. In image 1 they have shown the ring abscess, and in the next image there is a patient with advanced Acanthamoeba keratitis. Then when we come to the diagnosis part, the clinical diagnosis of the Acanthamoeba keratitis, it is difficult and usually made by exclusion with strong clinical suspicion out of non-responsive patients being treated for herpetic, bacterial or fungal keratitis. Then next is the laboratory diagnosis. The corneal scrapings may be helpful in some cases as under potassium hydroxide mount is reliable in experienced hands for recognition of acanthamoeba cyst. Calcofluor white stain is a fluorescent brightener which stains the cyst of acanthamoeba bright apple green under fluorescent microscope. The next is the lactophenol cotton blue stained film. It is also useful for demonstration of acanthamoeba cyst in the corneal scrapings. Then culture on non-nutrient agar, the E. coli enriched, may show trophozoites within 48 hours, which gradually turn into cyst. Then comes the treatment. The treatment is usually unsatisfactory. First is the non-specific treatment. Non-specific treatment is on the general lines for corneal ulcer. What were the general lines of corneal ulcer? There was a um, cycloplegic drugs were given, systemic analgesics and anti-inflammatory drugs were given, and the vitamins. And the cycloplegic drugs like 1% atropine eye ointment or other cycloplegic drugs like 2% hometropine eye drops, they can be used. Uh, they explained the what is the significance of cycloplegic drugs. Atropine is used to reduce the pain from ciliary spasm and to prevent the formation of posterior synapse from secondary rhinosinusitis. Atropine increases the blood supply to anterior uvea by relieving pressure on the anterior ciliary arteries and so brings the more antibodies in the aqueous humor. And atropine also reduces the exudation by decreasing hyperemia and vascular permeability. And the other non-specific treatment was the systemic analgesics and anti-inflammatory drugs such as paracetamol and ibuprofen, which relieve the pain and decrease the edema. And then vitamin A, B complex, and vitamin C helps in early healing of the ulcer. These were the non-specific treatment. Then we come to the specific medical treatment, which includes the 0.1% tropamidine isethionate Brolin drops, and there is the neomycin drops, polyhexamethylene biguanide, 0.01% to 0.02% solution, then chlorhexidine. Other drugs that may be useful are paromomycin and various topical and oral imidazoles such as fluconazole, itraconazole, and micoconazole. And duration of medical treatment is very large, around 6 months to 1 year. Then last is the penetrating keratoplasty. It is frequently required in non-responsive cases. What is keratoplasty? You should know first is the keratoplasty. It is a surgical technique of corneal preservation, corneal replacement, you can say. So this session completes here. In next session, we will discuss the allergic keratitis. Thank you so much. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you're satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you so much. Diopter, which is the one third of the total refractive power of the eye. It is a three-fourth of the total refractive power of eye. That is, the total refractive power of eye is 60 diopter, and that of cornea is 45 diopter. Then the histology, there are 6 layers: anterior epithelium, Bowman's membrane, central stroma, Dua's layer, Descemet's membrane, endothelium. You can see in this image the epithelium, Bowman's layer, stroma, Dua's layer, Descemet's layer, and endothelium. First, the epithelium. The cornea epithelium is stratified, squamous, and non-keratinized. It is continuous with conjunctival epithelium at limbus, but having no goblet cells. Thickness is 50 to 90 micrometer. Consists of 5 or 6 layers of nucleated cells resting on a basal lamina, namely the basal cells, wing cells, and the surface cells. The basal lamina is secreted by the basal cells. It is 0.1 to 1 micrometer wide. Ultrastructurally, it is distinguished in two parts: lamina lucida and lamina densa. Lamina lucida is superficial, lamina densa is deep osmophilic. Then epithelial turnover. The early study suggested that the epithelium replaced approximately weekly by division of basal cells and the older shell from the surface. It is now recognized that the germinative region lies at the limbus. The stem cells and the cells migrate at a very slow rate to the center of cornea, which may be as long as the ear. Second layer, the Bowman's membrane. It binds the corneal stroma anteriorly with basement membrane of epithelium. It is not a true elastic membrane. Once destroyed, does not regenerate. Shows considerable resistance to infection and injury. Third layer is the stroma, which is 0.5 mm thick. The stroma or substantia propria occupies about 90% of the total corneal thickness, composed of corneal collagen fibrils, keratocytes, and extracellular ground substances. The lamellae are arranged in many layers, 200 to 250, and are parallel to each other. The anterior one-third stroma has a lamella are thin, and in the posterior two-third of the stroma, the lamellae are larger. Next layer is the Dua's layer, which was discovered by Dr. Harminder Singh Dua at the University of Nottingham in 2013. It is a fourth layer which is 15 microns thick. It is a strong layer and impervious to air. Fifth layer is the Descemet's membrane. It is a strong homogeneous layer. It is a basement membrane of endothelium made up of the collagen and glycoproteins. It is elastic. It can regenerate. It has a resistance to chemical agents, infection, and pathological processes. The peripheral rim of Descemet's membrane is the internal landmark of the corneal limbus, and also it is the anterior limit of the trabecular measure, which is called the Schwalbe's line. Then the last layer is the endothelium. Corneal endothelium is a simple squamous epithelium. Endothelial cells are hexagonal, which forms a continuous mosaic pattern, best seen in specular microscopy. Cell density at birth is 6,000 cells per micrometer square, and in young adults 2,500 to 3,000 cells per square millimeter. The endothelial cells cannot divide or replicate. With aging, the cell density of the endothelium decreases, which is compensated by an increase in the cell size or shape. As these endothelial cells are involved in corneal hydration, they help in maintenance of corneal transparency. The blood supply of cornea. The cornea is a vascular structure. Small loops derived from the anterior ciliary vessels invade its periphery for about 1 mm. Actually, these loops are not in cornea but in the subconjunctival tissue which overlaps the cornea. Then the nerve supply of the cornea. Cornea is supplied by the anterior ciliary nerves, which are branches of the ophthalmic division of fifth cranial nerve. After going about 2 mm in cornea, the nerve loses their myelin sheath and divide dichotomously and forms three plexus: stromal plexus, subepithelial plexus, and the intraepithelial plexus. Then the applied physiology of cornea. Primary physiological functions of the cornea are to act as a major refractive medium and to protect the intraocular contents. Then the last point is corneal transparency. It is a result of peculiar arrangement of corneal lamellae, peculiar refractive index of corneal lamellae, vascularity of the cornea, relative state of dehydration, swelling pressure of stroma counters the imbibition effect of IOP,
and corneal crystallines, water-soluble proteins of the keratocytes. Thank you so much. This session is powered by digital version 2.0, Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. I hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please write in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank